Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pascorn Tumawan, and my teammates are Ms. Coronet, Ms. Usa, Ms. Virida, and Ms. Chalita. And we're team number 2, and today we will be presenting on the company background and its analysis of Sritrang Company. I would like to pass this on to Ms. Coronet on the company's background.
Alright, let's start with the company background. What does Sritrang Agro do? They do rubber plantation. They also manufacture. They export, trade, and distribute their rubber products. And they have operation in domestic and international. However, they started in the southern part of Thailand, but they still have that operation there. However, later on, they partner with many of companies around the world in Singapore, in Brazil, in USA, and they're now having operation in domestic and international market. And they're a main supplier to automobile tire industry in Thailand, and they have a capacity about 590,000 tons of rubber products annually. So, talking about the product profile, they have 4 main product categories, which is primary rubber product, final value-added products, trading and distributing operations, and services and other businesses. For primary product, they produce such as rubber sheets and latex products, and also for finished product, they have molding of rubber, which such as medical examination gloves and condoms, and they have other products such as rubber wood, and they provide logistics services and engineering services as well. Now, current development, the company is having mainly operation is depending on the international market, about 80% exposure of revenue in the international market, and they have access to large amount of fund because they're listed in Singaporean Stock Exchange. Now I'll pass on to Usa to talk about industry analysis.
So for industry analysis, we have identified the force that is most relevant to the rubber industry in Thailand. So it is projected that it will be in a stagnancy situation for 2012. The price of rubber is going to be volatile and on a downward trend. However, one forces we're expecting that is positive is that government is maybe intervening and purchasing like the rubber from rubber manufacturer to guarantee like at least certain price level. So we expect that with the devaluation of the baht, the export volume is going to increase as well as the revenue of rubber manufacturer. But one force that we have to take into account is the synthetic rubber as a possible substitute. So they might so the price of rubber may not increase that much. So moving on, as a position of Thai rubber industry overall and also Sritrang Agro. So we are kind of in a caught in the middle situation where there is reducing demand for smoke rubber sheets, the segment that we're operating mainly in, because there is more competition and also more competition from Vietnam and India with lower cost producer. However, preference in the world are going towards a more high quality rubber blocks and concentrated latex where we're not very heavily relied on, and Malaysian and Indonesian producers are doing that better. And now I'll pass on to Ryu to discuss the company analysis.
So let's look through the strength of the company. The company is the largest producer and exporter in Thailand, so it's allowed the company to have a strong negotiation over farmers. Second, the company can fully integrated rubber producer because the company is a global company. And third, major facilities are located in Thailand and Indonesia, where the largest resources are. And fourth, the company established trading and distribution units in major regions to support the marketing and can have opportunity to see the new market. And last, the company hired a skilled workforce with expertise. For the weakness, the company have to carry huge inventory during the leaf shedding period. And second, it cannot enjoy the margin during the uptrend because they have only small farmland. And third, the demand for the natural rubber products is dependent significantly upon the toy manufacturer industry. So if the demand is low, the revenue is also low, and the company may not have sufficient cash flow to their fund operation.
And next, for the opportunities, there's a 5 opportunity for this company. Is the reconstructions in Japan should result in more demand. The opportunity of the increase of Indian market toward Thai natural rubbers. And the third one is the recovery in other industry after the flooding. And the fourth and the fifth one is the free trade agreement and Asian free trade area as well. And the threat is the price of natural rubbers is volatile. The company cannot really have powers of influencing the price changes of natural rubber, which can be resolved from the really following factors. First is the oversupplies of natural rubbers, the increase in the wool consumptions, or the increase in the wool supply or decrease in the wool consumption.
Okay, 6 minutes. Wrap it
Okay.
up.
And next is the commodity like rubbers are cyclical. The third one is the price of crude oil. This may affect inputs of raw materials such as oil-based chemicals used, and also the price of synthetic rubber usually move along with the crude oil prices. Currency movement, we have results in mainly trade in the US dollar, so the fluctuations in US dollar would result in the fluctuation in the, would affect our prices and costs as well. Speculations, rubber is one of the commodities that are popular trading in future markets. And government intervention, this can be positive and negatively affected. A downturn in Thai manufacturing industry, we focusing on using on the sales in the use of Thai manufacturing industry. And lastly is the substitution of the natural rubber.
So, although the company faced a
Time
huge
up.
down.
Okay, good. Questions?
Yes.
But you say there is opportunity for Indian market. What is the key product that market?
Repeat the question.
Well, the question is, what is the key products for the Indian market?
We just exporting raw rubbers, natural rubbers to Indian market. Yeah.
How are you doing in the industry? Like, are you the #1 exporter in Thailand, or in some regions, or what?
Yes, we are the company Sritrang is actually currently the leading exporter in Thailand, and it's actually one of the leading companies in the world.
Like, one of the weaknesses is like the huge inventory during the leaf shedding. Then I would like to know if that would affect the next lot of production, since you already have a lot of inventory.
Well, the reason for the huge capacity of inventory is mostly because of the seasonal harvest of rubber. So during the off season, like the coming up summer season, then that's why we need to carry a huge amount of inventory. But generally, it's not a big problem.
But you said that you're the #1, right? But in the weakness, it said that you don't have enough fund to operate the operation. Why is that?
Well, currently, the company has taken off 2 billion baht short-term debt to fund its recovery from the flooding situation.
You say you can you are affected by the construction of both Japan and the flooded area of Thailand. How?
Because our products were mainly used in tire manufacturing, so it's the raw materials for creating wheels for the car.
I'm still unclear about the rubber prices affecting your company. So if prices are high, it is a negative effect on your company, right? Or the company.
Repeat the question.
Well, on the prices of rubber on our company, having the price high is actually good for the company because the company is vertically integrated. So they farm rubber and they produce all over to the end product. Now, if the price increases, the way that reflects on other inventory is that they actually increase the price with the fluctuation of the market. So if the price goes up, then their inventory value goes up.
You mentioned that there is a government intervention and there's a lots of speculation with your raw material. So I was wondering that will this affect the fundamental of this company, and if it's so, what would you defend it?
Well, the government intervention as of now is the Thailand government has promised to purchase rubber at above market price. So if there's any effect, it would be a positive effect. And currently the price of the stocks of this company has went up, reflecting the new opportunity. Toby.
You mentioned one point in the opportunities that Japan needs rubber for the reconstruction. What is the background? Why is that?
You mean like in Japan, that why there's an opportunity? Like our main sales is in, like I said before, in the manufacturing cars. So if Japan recover from tsunamis and all that, they would pretty sure that they would buy more rubber sheet. Yeah.
And to add on, since Japan just moved its new production of Toyota to China, and there is a free trade agreement between Thailand and China, that will actually increase an opportunity for sales for the company. Well, the main competitors in this case is actually overseas, because as we've said, the company's main source of revenue comes 80% from overseas. So our main competitors actually comes from Malaysia, Indonesia, and India.
As the main source of revenue is come from international, so do you have any defensive plan for the currency fluctuation, and the rubber price, I think, is very volatile. So is the revenue is very affected by the volatile of the rubber and the currency?
Well, currently, as of now, we do not know the plans of hedging for the company, but according to the Thai government's help with the subsidization of the product, that will actually help a little bit with the price fluctuation. And also with the devaluation of the baht, we should gain access revenue.
What is the financial performance right now, and would you recommend to buy the stocks or sell?
Well, right now, as of the current stock prices, it went down dramatically during the Thai flooding crisis because of all the industrial damages. But now that the industry is recovering, and with the new open trade areas and all the industrial demands from overseas, I believe that we should buy.
But then has it been profitable for the last few years or no?
Oh, before the flooding, the stock price is actually over 2 times the current price right now, and there has been a huge increase in stock price, about 15 or 10% over the past week.
Okay, good job.